Am I live? Are we live? I have not done a live in forever. I just wanted to pop in because I haven't done a video. I've been enjoying myself way too much. I need to get back to being productive and watching the news and all of the things. So I just want to jump on here for a minute or two to give much respect to the man who's made a difference. I've been in a super goofy mood. Angel, what's to you? What you got going on, girl? Okay, I'm waiting till some people jump on. Somebody just sent me something off Thread. I don't think I'm even still on Thread. Well, shit, I mean, maybe I am. I got the notification. A YN can't do nothing for me. I need that old money. AARP. I know that girl mad. Mad. You better pop it, girl. So I just want to, well, I have a couple of things. I want to see how people are feeling about everything that's going on, the state of the nation. How are you feeling about life in general? I feel good for the most part. I haven't been watching, well, actually, I always watch the news and always watch politics, but I've been watching other stuff as well. I've been traveling a little bit and enjoying my life because it's some crazy, we're living through some crazy times. Like, if you are in tune with what's going on in this country, this shit is crazy. Hi, Lola. What's the dealio? I promise you, my dog look at me like I be getting on her nerve, and she don't pay no bills. She just got finished eating blueberries and strawberries. She did not pay for those. I want her to know that. Why she looking at me like I'm getting on her nerve? The audacity is disturbing. Make sure you guys, wow, it's 27 people in here. Make sure you guys like the live. I wanted to just ask the question, like, how are people feeling? How are Americans feeling about the state of the nation? It's a lot going on, and I wanted to see, how y'all doing. Make sure you guys like the live. Check out some of the content. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. And I just wanted to ask the question, how are you guys feeling as Americans? How are you feeling regarding everything that's going on? What do you feel about the Iran? I don't know what they want to call it. They're calling it a conflict, a war. A report just came out that that school that was, destroyed was done by America, which is very heartbreaking. So yeah, I just want to ask you guys, are you in favor of this war? Are you against it? Yeah, so I just wanted to check everybody's temperature to see how you're feeling. Explain if you are in favor, why. If you're not, why not? All of the things. Make sure it's 16 of you guys in here. Make sure to like the live, check out some of the content, subscribe to the channel, do your biggest one. I haven't gone live in forever. I flew down to Dallas and I went to see Cardi, and the concert was phenomenal. I'm a mix of, what's so weird? Like, people who I talk to regarding politics, or people who I work with, like, see that I'm a very multidimensional person. I am the type of person that will literally watch the news for like 4 hours and then turn the news off and listen to like always been. I am multidimensional, baby. You can't put me in a bag. You can't put me in a box. I am whoever I want to be at that particular moment. So, yeah. So I just wanted to stop in for a few minutes. I'm not going to be on here long, to see what everybody got going on and how are they feeling about the state of the nation? How are they feeling about everything? How are you feeling about prices? I was actually watching a TikTok and I've never like bought meat or anything from like a butcher. I've always lived in a big city. I was just thinking about this because this girl says she buys her meat from a butcher apparently. And or she, I mean, no, matter of fact, I'm telling a story. She says she buys her meat from a farm. And unfortunately, people are getting sick from younger ages because our food is horrible. Do you know a lot of our food here in America is literally banned, like banned in other countries? Like not frowned upon, banned. Like our salmon. Salmon is supposed to be like super extremely healthy. Like our salmon is banned in like European countries. And so people are now finding ways to like, eat better, eat healthier because unfortunately, you see people getting sick. So many people are unfortunately getting cancer and heart disease and diabetes and all of these things. And a lot of it has to do with our food being so trash. So, if any of you guys know, like, just educate me on that because like I said, I've always lived in a big city, so I've always went to the grocery store. But I've never bought food from like somebody who has a farm or anything like that. But I really want to start looking into those things because I'm telling you, I feel like our food in America is so trash. And that's why everybody is getting sick. Okay, so let me start reading some of the comments. So Carter said, I can't see you. Open your eyes. Melanie said, hi, hi. Jamie said, I am great. That's phenomenal. Melanie said, I like. Thank you very much for liking the live. Clifford said, hello. Hello, Clifford. How are you? Melanie said, my battery is getting low. Charge your phone. Ryan said, what's up, Ryan? Said, Angel, what's good? What's the word, my guy? Um, I don't know if they say you never had it so good. Like, share, and comment. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Ryan. Y'all know, like, I'm like a fake YouTuber. I be forget. Well, sometimes I remember to say it. Sometimes I rarely ever listen back to my lives, but there are certain lives that every 5 minutes I'm like, comment, and subscribe. And then there's other lives I never said at all. So I need to be more consistent with that. I wanted to jump on here. I wanted to see how everybody is feeling about being an American. Then that TikTok popped in my head where they were basically talking about like how trash our food is, which of course our food in America is very, very trash, even if you try to eat healthy. Because I am working very diligently like with eating healthy. Like I eat a lot of fruits and veggies. I eat a lot of almonds and walnuts and pistachios and pecans. Like I'm working diligently to eat healthy and I feel better, but our food is still trash. So, yeah, yeah. I just feel like I need to. I always say it's so crazy because I literally come from Cabrini Green. I grew up in like the inner city in Chicago in a neighborhood, a rough neighborhood, but a neighborhood I love deeply and thoroughly. But I always wanted to live on a farm. And my farm gonna be lit. Like my farm literally is gonna be like, cause I love animals, so I absolutely will be taking care of my animals. But on my farm, we gonna play like Cardi B and Beyonce. It's gonna be lit. But I do eventually want to live on a farm. I want to raise animals because I love animals. My dogs made me become an animal lover. I never was an animal lover growing up, so I'm not the type of person that has a story like, I loved animals since I was 5. No. I bought Bentley, my oldest dog. He's 8 years old. I bought him 8 years ago, and I immediately fell in love with animals. And like, why would you jump on me? Because I said I got you 8 years ago. He just straight jumped on me. But since I got him and fell in love with him, and now I love animals very much. And so eventually I want to have a farm and raise animals and be at peace and do hot yoga and play Cardi B and, you know, live a good life. Bentley, who told you to jump all over me? I'm on live being productive, don't you see? I am Mingum. I don't know what that say. You ain't never had it so good. I don't know what that mean. Cause I have it great. So I don't know, child. I don't think you know who you talking to. Who you feeling like? Billy, what's the word? What you got going on? Like, share, comment. I am caught up on the whatchamajig because you guys are not commenting today. Because one time I had a live and child, I wanted to read every single comment, but it got too cumbersome. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. We just gonna give it one big old thank you because I cannot read. Well, I can read, but I'm not reading all of that. It was going way too fast. I couldn't keep up. And you know what? But here's the thing, because I was just about to talk about so I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but the whole Saucy Santana, Noop, Raymonte, all of that. Though, listen, TikTok is so messy, but it's so very entertaining. You will literally, like, if you're on TikTok, you can literally, like, if you're at work and you like bored and really don't have much to do at work, TikTok will have your day fly by. You can go down a rabbit hole and just know everybody's business and all their drama and what they got going on. And before you know it, it'll be time to go. You'll be like, TikTok will literally engage you and keep you super duper engaged. Where it's like you watch video after video after video and you eventually, you know what? And there's a girl, I forgot her name and I wish I knew her name because I'm sure that she did a recap. I watched her do the recap to BJTV and Saucy Santana and Noop when they like fell out or whatever. And so that's what she does. I guess she gets all the clips together. She get the backstory. She kind of do a YouTube video. She's a YouTuber. She's a pretty big YouTuber. And I guess she get like the whole, the backstory, whatever. And then she'll do like a YouTube video about it. And she like breaks it down and give you like the full play-by-play, all of the things. And I watched her before when she did the breakdown with BJTV and Saucy Santana and all of them. But I cannot remember her name to watch her because I know for sure how big that whole Raymonte, I don't know if you guys know these people I'm talking about, but if you got some time to blow and you just want to be entertained, if you go on TikTok and you put in Noop, Raymonte, and Saucy Santana, child, I'm like, the boys be clowning on TikTok. It'd be a good time, though. It's very entertaining. Very, very engaging and entertaining. I said they know how to keep the people interested because you really don't be caring about, it's like that's their business. God bless them. But all in all, it's just entertainment to us. I know they're going through it in real life and it's their real life, but it's entertaining to me. And from my perspective, the guy Noop, I literally feel like he has like a personality disorder. Some people will do anything for money. And I could never be that person. I could never, ever do that. It seems like he don't care what kind of attention he gets as long as he gets attention. And I feel like Saucy Santana, I like him a lot, but I feel like Saucy Santana is looking for love in all the wrong places. And he tries to like compensate by having this like big personality and he don't care about anything and whatever. But in actuality, he do. And why do he keep dealing with these guys that are not on his level and end up embarrassing him and making him look bad? I hate that for him. Hey, Crystal. Princeton, hey, Princeton, how are you? I was just talking about, I don't know. So, Crystal, I know you're on TikTok. I don't know if you know these people, but I was watching Saucy Santana, Raymonte, Noop, and what's that other guy name? So, it was a guy that Noop was dealing with. And, child, they are very entertaining and engaging. They be having a whole lot of, it'd be a lot going on. Ryan speaking to Crystal. Crystal said, can I join live to spread some love, please? You already joined. Crystal, you're on TikTok. Yes, Crystal is on TikTok. Crystal, I'm telling your business. I'm sorry. You know I'm a loudmouth, and I done took my look. Eddie. I'm sorry, Crystal. Okay, so I can tell. Okay, so yes, Crystal is on TikTok. So Crystal, have you been um child, Crystal, I'm sorry. You know I love you. But child, and took the Eddie and that's why I don't need to be on live. Live is not meant for certain people, and I think I'm one of them. I think I am one of the people that I'm finna tell YouTube. Don't tell Ryan. Andrew, I'm going to Maryland to give me some girl. I told you, Crystal, I promise you, if you ever like once you feel comfortable, you give me your address, I will send you a boatload. Cause the place that I go, they be like $3 for 10. And see me because I don't know if I told you my brother and I went down there. And his tolerance is way higher than mine. And so he's like, you that little weak stuff be getting, I'm like, that little weak stuff be having me. I'm talking about in it. So so I could get the really cheap, low dosage stuff and I'd be perfectly fine. And it helps me. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of my business. So you guys who, know me and we engage and follow each other on YouTube know my mother is my whole universe. I'm extremely, extremely, extremely close to my mother. She's totally fine. There's nothing wrong. So that it's not that. But she told me she had a doctor's appointment, and I don't know why that made me extremely emotional. Like, I know doctor's appointments are great and you're supposed to have doctor's appointments or whatever, but I just got extreme anxiety around my mother and my brother, my family. Like, my family. So for me, it's like, and normally, because my mother and my granny too, my granny go to the doctor, and I love that for them. I love that. My granny goes to the doctor for everything. I'm telling you, my granny be like, oh, I don't feel well. Take me to the doctor. She don't play. And so, we go check ourselves out and everything. But my mother just called me in the middle of the day, like I'm at work, chilling or whatever. She like, yeah, I got a doctor's appointment next Friday. And it just I don't know. It just made me emotional. I don't know how to explain it. Because like I said, for people who know me, know my mother is everything to me. So I came home and I was like, you know how I could turn my brain off? I'm going to take a netty. And now I'm on live laughing. You see how that works? I was just about to say something that I can't say on, you know how people say no to, I was about to say yes to. Okay, let me stop clowning. And I went to go see Cardi. I'm going to tell y'all about the concert because when I tell you, my girl did her biggest one. It was a phenomenal concert. And I wish I can put some clips because I got so many clips. I got so many videos. But when I tell you she was just throwing at the whole concert, I said, I can't put this on YouTube. All you see was just all the area. And baby, she moves it. I said, I don't believe I'm gay, but after this concert, I'm not sure. Because I am very excited about this. So, but okay, wait. Ryan, Crystal, it's okay. I'm sorry if I'll be running my mouth, Crystal. I love you. Ryan said, I'm finna tell YouTube. He better not. Crystal said, Andrew, I'm going to Maryland to give me some, girl. Ryan says, some what? YouTube knows, right? Right. Ryan trying to get us in trouble. Why would you do that? So Ryan laughing, Crystal laughing, Ryan talking business. Can you mail it? I believe so. Like maybe I could do like UPS or FedEx or something. I guess yeah. Cause wait, do you have a P.O. box? I don't have a P.O. box. If you have a P.O. box, girl, I would drive down there because it's not too far from my house. It's in Michigan City, so it's probably like 50 minutes. Girl, I put my dogs in the car and baby, we hit the road. And they have it where you could do like curbside pickup. So I don't even have to go inside because, of course, I'm not going to leave my dogs in the car. So it's easy breezy because I'll just, order it and then do curbside. I understand why you would have that emotion. Special delivery. Did she have any special guests? Not yet. I need to get one. No, she didn't have no special guests. But when I tell you, Cardi does a great job. That girl works hard. Like, love her or hate. Like, I love Cardi. I love Cardi. but her work ethic is next to none. The whole concert, I'm like, I know she's tired. I'm tired and I'm just attending. She has great energy. Like every single song she performed, like it was going to be her last time performing that song. She did a great job. And when they made me so mad. You know how when she for the song that she was talking about Bia, she like named 5 Bia songs, pointed to your head. Everybody's supposed to be quiet. They did not be quiet, pissed me clean off. I'm like, do you not? We've seen this on freaking TikTok, Instagram. At this part of the concert, you're supposed to be quiet. And Dallas messed it up. They didn't do real bad because I've seen other TikToks where they like screaming to the top of their lungs. And she's literally putting her finger over her mouth, like, be quiet. Like, and they kind of messed it up. Now, this is how good the concert is, and this is how thirsty I am. So my friends here in Illinois is going because she's coming to Chicago March 21st. I went in Dallas this past Saturday. I went down there with my sister. And so I was like, I kind of want to go in Chicago. But Chicago tickets are extremely expensive. Like my Dallas ticket, we were in section 108. I paid I think it was either $315 or like $330. It was less than $350. Now, remember, I was in section 108. In Chicago, section 108 is like $900. I love Cardi, but Cardi not getting $900 out of me. I'm sorry. Beyonce not getting $900 out of me. The most I've ever paid for a concert, I paid like $560 for Kendrick, and I was on the floor. But the tickets in Chicago are crazy expensive. So me and my friends was just texting yesterday because one of my friends, she already got her ticket. My other friend is still looking for her ticket. And I'm like, I'm not paying more than $300. I've already seen the concert and I'm going next month in Atlanta. So she has her last concert date is April 18th in Atlanta, and I'm flying down to Atlanta to go. And that ticket, I paid $242 and I'm in section 111. So Chicago, like their section 300 seats is like 400 or 500, like crazy, crazy, crazy amount of money or whatever. But in Indiana, because remember, look at Bentley and Lola. They want to be the main attraction so bad. And Indiana, which is not super far from my house, the drive will be like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Section 100 is like $200 because apparently Indiana is not, she don't have a really big market down there. So my friend was like, well, because she gonna send me a ticket. My friend, she's probably on this live. If you on this live, I'm finna talk about you. Because my friend Vera be on my live. Sometimes she don't be saying anything, and then we'll go out to dinner. She be like, yeah, you said such and such and such. And I'm like, why you ain't say nothing? But anyway, she gonna send me a section for Cardi, and it was like $600. I said, baby, girl, no, I am not. First of all, I've already seen the show. Second of all, I'm already going in another state, like, next month. I am not paying $600 some plus dollars. I'm sorry. No. Now in Indiana, I'm like, we could do a little bit of a road trip and I'll go to the one in Indiana. And then when I go to concerts, I need to be able to see. I can't be in like some people feel like as long as I'm there. I don't think like that. I need to be able to see. So I need to be in a good section. It don't have to necessarily be section 100. I would prefer, if I'm being honest. But even if it's section 200, I could probably do. That, when we went in Dallas, our tickets, like our seats was good. We were able to see everything. And I have so many videos that I would love to share with y'all. But when I tell you, first of all, whoever is doing her wardrobe, compliment her body so well. Like, every single outfit fits her like it looked really, really nice. She did really good. And the concert from beginning to end, she did her old stuff. She did her new stuff. Everybody, of course, went crazy when she did WAP. Everybody, of course, went crazy when she did Bodak Yellow. She saved Bodak Yellow for the last song. And it was just a great concert from beginning to end. Like, it was no boring points. Even when she did the, like, because if you guys on TikTok, when she do, like, the Hispanic, like, Latino section, girl, we was jamming to that. Like, we literally did not sit down. And We like me and my sister and her friends, because it was 7 of us. So it was me and my sister and 5 of her friends. And so we all dressed up in a schoolgirl attire. I have these shoes. I couldn't wear them to the concert because they were so painful. But I wore my shoes to dinner because we went to dinner before. This really nice place in Dallas. The food was really good. Every time I travel, I always be like, I hope I like the food, because Chicago has the best food in the whole United States of America. So whenever I go out of town, I feel like the food everywhere else is always underwhelming. I'm like, I ain't gonna really like it. But the food was actually really good. So we went to that place, had dinner, and then we went to the concert, and it was a great time. We had a great, great, great time. Cardi did a great job. And I'm like, her concert, her last day is April 18th. That is the concert that I'm going to in ATL in Atlanta. And I'm like, I'm wondering why she didn't do any overseas, because the only concert she did outside of America was in Canada. But I'm like, maybe her international tour is going to be next, or maybe she's going to break it out, because these were only, states. Like, she only went in the States, but she did a great job. She did a great job in Dallas. So yeah, if you guys can afford it, if you guys are into Cardi, go see the show. It was a great show. It's worth the money. Not if you have to pay $600, because child, enough is enough. $600 is a whole lot. James, a good boy. Okay, I think I might be pregnant. Congratulations. But yeah, Cardi did her biggest one, and then in Atlanta, I'm like, hopefully in Atlanta she bring out Lotto. Who else could she bring out? Who else did she do songs with? I only can think of Lotto. I'm like, she better bring out Lotto. And she's in Atlanta on the 17th and the 18th. And I'm going to the last show on that Saturday. And I didn't even realize when I booked it, I didn't realize that was her final show. And I was like, I actually can make some money, because in my section, now remember, for my Atlanta ticket, I think it was 242 or 243. And that section right now, those tickets are going for $800 and $900. So I was like, I could sell my ticket, but I really, really want to go see her, so I'm not going to do it. Because I'm like, the fact that when Cardi, like when she first rolled out the tour, I think people wasn't really, like, they didn't really feel like it was going to be great. And that's another thing. The reason why I have to give Cardi her tens, I give her so much credit, because Cardi made this tour really, really big and really popular. Those tickets have skyrocketed. When we bought our tickets for our Dallas show, we bought those tickets like when she first released her tour dates. And that's the reason why we didn't pay that much. And then I bought my ticket in Atlanta. I forgot when I bought that ticket, but it was like close to around the time that she was like, announcing her tour dates. Those tickets were not that expensive. People that's like on the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, or whatever, saying that all Cardi tickets are $400-$500. Those tickets were not that expensive. It's once the Bentley, what is you doing? It's once the concert took off. What is you doing? See, I'm gonna put my hands on you. I ain't gonna do shit, but you got to threaten them, like with the kids. You tell them you're gonna do something, ain't gonna do shit. But yeah, I had a ball. I had a great time. Cardi did her biggest one. My sister friends, I love them. Like, they're the type of people, you can meet them the first time. They're gonna welcome you, and it's gonna be a great vibe, and everything's gonna be just fun. They are those type of women, and I love being around them. They're not weird. Sometimes you go around new women that you've never met, and everybody's just sitting kind of looking at each other crazy. They're not like that at all. It's going to be a vibe. Like, you literally, they're going to make you feel like they grew up with you. They've known you their whole life. And so I met, because there was it was one or two of the girls I had already met. I had already actually went on vacation with. So I was already cool with her. But the other girls, you would have thought that I grew up with them. You'd have thought that I've known them for years and years and years, because we was vibing. We was having us a great time. Muddy said hi, hello. You guys like the live. Check out some of the content. Subscribe to the channel. The reason I decided to go live is because I've been, like I said before, I've been enjoying myself a little bit too much. I don't think I've done a video in like 9 days. So I need to get back to being productive. And I was actually just watching Don Lemon. Who else was it? Oh, he was on MSNBC. He was with Simone Sanders. I forgot the other guy's name. And then Don Lemon. And they were basically talking about, the conflict, the war in Iran. Let me put on my headphones, y'all. Can y'all put a one in the chat if you can hear me? I had to put on my headphones because I need to clean up a little bit. I was out of commission as well. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, you know what? Because I'm telling you, let me tell y'all the truth. When I the first thing that pissed me off tremendously was the Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico. I literally feel like that girl was cheated out of that seat. And I feel like a lot of left leaning people, a lot of people that I've been watching for years and years and years, I feel like they contributed to that girl being cheated out that seat. And that made me feel angry because you have, so let's talk about this. Give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Because I really want to talk about this. And y'all know I'm going to talk unapologetically because I ain't never been scared. Scared of what? Chris said, pretty sure she was. Um, so wait, hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, so the whole thing with Jasmine Crockett and James Salarico in this country loves to say that things are about meritocracy. It's about being accomplished and having credentials and being educated and having the resume to do the things that you want to do. Jasmine Crockett was a better candidate. She was more accomplished. She was more educated. She has done the work. Like her resume was much better than James Tellerico. James Tellerico seemed like he's a good man. I don't know him personally. That's why I say it seems because I don't completely trust anybody, especially not no freaking politicians. So he appears to be a good man. But Jasmine Crockett was a better candidate. Hold on. Jasmine Crockett was a much better candidate. She's already done the work. She was very qualified, very accomplished, all of the things. And I feel like left leaning people, I feel like it got to a point where it was like a coordinated thing because you would start seeing these left leaning YouTubers talking shit about her. And it was very obvious. It goes from, oh, Jasmine Crockett is a fighter. She's smart. She's tough to she's being problematic. And that is another thing that bothers me tremendously because for some of us, it's like you're passionate. Like for some people, it's they're passionate. For other people, it's they're confrontational or they're difficult to work with or they're just a difficult person. And I started seeing a lot of that rhetoric kind of spewed about her from people who seemed or who claims to be progressive, who claims to be left-leaning people. But the one thing that Black people in particular always have to know is that when it comes to it, when rubber hits the road, they are always going to rely on a system that they benefit from. Just like everybody got pissed off, you guys know the guy Dean. So everybody know Dean is like a huge left leaning. He's a young guy, but he's a huge left leaning content creator. And people were like so super shocked when he cried about I think it was the Charlie Kirk being unalive. And I'm like, what you don't understand is, I'm not saying you shouldn't cry or have empathy for people. You absolutely should do whatever you feel, have empathy or whatever. But Our fight is different. Being black in this country and being a left-leaning progressive person, our fight is different. I look at people like Tabitha Speaks Politics, and I look at people like Reese. I think his name is Reese Waters. Why are they not invited to these things, like these really big things that content creators are invited to, like the DNC, inviting them to, to speak or to attend like a DNC chair meeting or whatever the case. So I don't like the Jasmine Crockett thing pissed me off tremendously. And it got to the point where I tried to make a video about it when she was basically the primary is basically taken away from her. But those videos, child, I was cursing so much. I said YouTube is not gonna monetize that because I was mad, like very mad because it was kind of like not only that, not only the content creators on YouTube that happen to be progressive or left leaning. But even that whole thing with Stephen Colbert, I'm looking at all of that very different. I felt like all of that was to make James Tallarico a more attractive candidate to kind of give him more of a push because remember Jasmine Crockett already had name recognition. Everybody already knew who she was because she's been in the House, because she goes after Trump. She's very unapologetic about her language and all of those things. And I said it before, it's like this country wants black women's labor, but not their authority, not their leadership. So it's like you can be our foot soldiers. And this is, you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys about this, the Cardi thing too. Because I was going back and forth with somebody on Instagram regarding this. But it's crazy that this ties in, but it does. But the fact that, people kept saying a black woman in particular, cannot be elected in a place like Texas, that lets you know that it doesn't matter the credentials, your accomplishment, your education, how smart you are. None of those things matter. If you're just automatically saying that a woman, because she's black, can't win, it's like your credentials don't mean anything. And so let me tell y'all about Instagram. So on Instagram, somebody had a video or whatever where it was like Cardi, and a part of the concert, Cardi was like, she was like, it's her like Latino part. It's like when she started doing more of her like kind of bodega baddie and all of those songs or whatever. So Cardi said, like, where's my Hispanics at? Where's my Cubans at? Where's my da whatever, whatever. She named it, named people. And then she was like, I want y'all to know we can't live peacefully in this country without African Americans fighting for us. And the applause wasn't as loud as they were previously. And so I was looking at, and it's so crazy because it's like when I grew up, because the neighborhood that was close to ours, it was like Humboldt Park. And Humboldt Park was like a lot of people who were Hispanic, Puerto Ricans, like them. But we all grew up together, kind of like one and the same. You know how like you'll make a joke like that's my light skinned cousin, whatever, whatever. But now it feels very differently. Like when you look at the fact that Hispanics more so than before voted for Trump, the fact that Hispanics more so than before voted against Jasmine Crockett, it's like it feels like there's a conversation now that people of color, now we've always been divided. Like that's why a lot of people say, "Don't call me a person of color, I'm black," is because there's always been division there. But it seemed like it's becoming more and more. And that is just crazy to me because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because the way I'm thinking about it is, and I said this before, black people only got black people. That's why it's imperative for us to stick together. Like our plight is not the same as anybody else, and we truly only got each other. That's why it's absolutely imperative that we stick together because the way when I was looking at the statistics, like people who voted against Jasmine Crockett, there were a lot of Hispanics, a lot that voted against her and voted for James Tallarico. And I'm not saying because you're black or brown, you absolutely have to vote for a person. But if you look at their resumes, if you look at their credentials, if you look at what they've done already, she was obviously the better candidate. So when she lost, it bothered me tremendously. Another thing is she did not lose fair and square. There was a Supreme Court ruling that disenfranchised her voters at the very last minute. They made that decision basically the day before and the day of the election. So there were literally people making videos on TikTok like, we came to vote for Jasmine and they're turning us away before the voting booths are to be closed. Like, say, for instance, they were supposed to close at 7. Somebody get there at 6:20, they're telling them they can't vote. So it's frustrating because it's like, I always say DEI it was never about meritocracy. It was never about accomplishment. It was never about credentials. It was about race. It was always about race. And people, it's like when you talk about race and when you acknowledge that things are about race, people like to play in your face like, oh, you playing a race card. It's like the amount of trauma that this country insists on putting Black people through is disturbing. Because the minute somebody acknowledge that you playing with me because of the color of my skin, or you're paying me less because of the color of my skin, now I'm playing a race card. No, baby, it's very, very, very real. If you look at Jasmine Crockett's resume and you look at James Tallarico's resume, explain it to me how he won over her if it wasn't about race. So, yeah. After that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because when I tell you I was on fire and I picked up that camera to make that video and every other word was a curse word, I said, you can't put this on yourself. I was like, girl, do not upload this. Like, cause baby, when I say rare form, was in rare form. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And like I said, I'm looking at the whole thing that happened with Stephen Colbert. I'm looking at that very different. I feel like that was done to give James Tellerico more name recognition and push him out there more. I feel like that's the reason that was done. So it's frustrating for sure. Jasmine Crockett came out and said, like, oh, we have to absolutely vote for James. And I'm telling you, I always say I would never tell people not to vote because my people fought too hard for us to be able to vote. But if I was living in Texas, baby, because I don't like the way they did Jasmine. So they wouldn't get my vote. I don't like the way that she was treated. I feel like she was cheated. Just like and here's the thing. And you guys, if you guys don't follow her name is JS Candid. I love her. She a Black girl and she do political content as well. And she be breaking it down. Like I really like watch her videos and like, girl, you doing a phenomenal job. She does a great job here on YouTube. So you guys make sure to follow her. But she broke everything down. Like regarding James Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett and how things were unfair and all of that, and I'm like I already knew that because of course I was in tune too and I was watching everything too, but it was just more, it pissed you off more and more and more once you see how everything was kind of laid out. And I will literally watch because it was that, and I did a video that Pondering Politics. I actually like him. Pondering Politics. That was one, he's a huge YouTuber. And he was basically saying that Jasmine was problematic. And it was so shocking because I've been watching him for so long. And it's like all I heard was him saying good things about her. But it's like the minute they want someone else to win, they flip it and make her problematic. He was basically saying that she was problematic because Black women are always deemed problematic once we don't tolerate bullshit and we don't allow you to play with us and disrespect us, and where we're unapologetic about being strong, you become problematic. Well, baby, I'm gonna forever and always be problematic. I love being problematic. I love it. I love it real bad because nobody's ever gonna play with me or disrespect me or none of that. So if I have to be problematic to demand decency and respect, then baby, call me Mrs. Problematic. Like I don't understand. People want to be able to play with you and disrespect you, and then when you retaliate or you put your foot down, you problematic. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm problematic. Oh well. But yeah, I just after that I decided to take a little break because I did the video about James Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett, and then I also did the video about Like actually, Joy Ann Reid and I was going to say Kamala Harris, Joy Ann Reid and Candace Owens were both basically giving their opinion regarding the Iran war. And if you do not follow Joy, first of all, I love her like so much. Like she is like, I love her. I just love Joy. She's so smart. She's so well versed. She knows so many things, and she knows like she studied things very intensely. Like you can tell she knows what she's talking about. And so when she was talking about Iran and all that stuff and Candace Owens, I'm like, I agree with what they're saying. I had a girl, and I stopped talking to her because I'm like, you got to piss me off. But we were going back and forth on one of my videos, and she insinuated that the school that was destroyed in Iran that had 175 innocent people, mostly children, basically said that Iran did that themselves. They don't the type of weapon that did what happened. I'm pretty sure I can't say it on live. They don't possess those weapons. Only the United States does, and other countries that are not in the conflict does. So the fact that people were able to discount and just kind of look away from a school, remember, you do not harm civilians, you do not harm children. So the fact that, oh my, I can't. I'm pretty sure there's certain things I can't even say on YouTube, so I can't even really speak to it like I want to. But it's sad. It's very, 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 very sad. And I know some people don't care because they feel like, oh, I don't got nothing to do with that, or it's too tough, or it's too whatever. But it's a lot of stuff going on in this country that people should be. You should care because it's getting real scary. It's getting scary. That's all I'm child. Um, if you not tuned in, baby, tune in at least a little bit because even with gas, like something as small as gas, because gas, like when you're talking about actual lives, that's much different than talking about the price of gas or whatever. But even gas, like when I was in Dallas, I was looking at their gas station or whatever, and I'm like, I expected them because I expected it to be like much lower. And so my sister was like, I just got gas the other day and it was like 290 or whatever she said. I can't remember exactly. She was like, whatever amount it was. We drove past that gas station, it was 379. I said it was two what? I said, baby, it ain't no two, even if it was 297, whatever it was, like literally within like 2 days went up like 80 cents. I was just like, see, and that's when it gets to that point, that's when it's like people should have been paying attention because I knew gas was going to go up. Like I knew these things were going to happen, and war is extremely expensive. The US is spending $1 billion a day on this war. Now, it will take, so think about that $1 billion, and I believe what it's been like 12 days, 13 days, I can't remember exactly. In order to eradicate homelessness in the United States of America, it would take $20 billion. That means that in 20 days, we can feed all the homeless people and give them shelter. But instead, we are fighting a war that ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with us and spending $1 billion a day to do it. Child, see, that's why I don't need to get on live, baby. Because I just people not paying attention. Y'all have to pay attention. Think about this too. Think about how they just defunded Medicaid and SNAP. So we decided that we're not going to take care of the elderly when they sickly, and we're not going to feed poor children, but we're going to spend $1 billion a day on something that ain't got a fuck thing to do with us. Child, my Eddie done kicked in. I'm gonna talk about something else because I'm telling you, I'm like, yeah, for people who not paying attention, if you pay taxes, this your money. Like, if you think that's the thing too, because it's like, who you think gonna pay for all of this? We are the American citizens, like, and I look at my check sometimes and I'm like, is there any way I could relinquish my citizenship if they can stop taking all this money out of my checks? I get paid every Friday. I probably shouldn't say it online, but they take like close to $600 every Friday. I don't even agree with this shit that's going on and they taking all my money. Child. See, I'm gonna just stop talking, child, because I'm telling you, I just sometimes I'm like, and I took a break. I did. I took a little break because when I talk about this stuff, when I'm like constantly watching Bentley, what you got going on? And I talk about this stuff, y'all. It makes me upset. It makes me upset because it's kind of like, and you know what I was thinking too? I'm like, all of this to avoid releasing files, like all of this, all of this. Because people who say we had good reason, what was the reason? Please explain it to me. And and did y'all see the video where they were talking to what's the Iranian what is he called, like the prime minister, whatever, I don't know what he's called, but their president, the person who run their country, and he basically they said something to the effect like, are you worried about the America like coming and like invading your country? He said we're waiting on them. When somebody say they waiting on you and they smirk, you probably should leave them alone. You probably should just leave them alone. They basically is like, bring it, bit like, come on, come on. When that man said we're waiting on them and smirked, I said, oh, no, that's leave him alone. I don't know, y'all, but I don't know. 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 All I do know is we could have $1 billion a day. Do you know what you could do with $1 billion a day for an entire country? Think about all the homeless kids. Think about all the kids that were trafficked. Think about how many kids are actually starving. Think about the fact that they only allot $6 a day on SNAP, but the people in our government gets like $75 a day or $100 a day or something like that. Like the fact that we this is our money because we pay taxes and they give us crumbs and want us to be grateful for the crumbs is quite fucking disturbing. And enough people ain't angry about it because I want somebody to explain it to me thoroughly. Why are we fighting this war? And we got our own shit that we need to deal with in this country. And every explanation that I hear, I'm like, yeah, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. I'm very honest about that. I am a person that's against war. I understand there's extreme circumstances where it has to happen, but I just personally don't believe that unaliving people is a productive way to get progress. I just don't believe that. Like it just seems like there's other ways to do things. But $1 billion a day, and you have I forgot how many millions of Americans are living below the poverty line. I think it's what is it like 340 million Americans, over 100 million if I'm not mistaken, or close to is living under the poverty line, and we're spending $1 billion on a conflict or whatever they want to call it that ain't got nothing to do with us. Whew, child. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided to go see Cardi because I was like, OMG. I'm like, I need a break after the Jasmine Crockett James Tellerico thing. And I'm like, my thing is, here's my thing. My thing is like, I care about these things. I'm very passionate about these things, but I'm not going to allow them to kind of like take my joy. Like, I am a person who loves to laugh, love to travel, love to go out to dinner, love to, like, have a good time with my friends. And when I'm like hard into like doing YouTube and just making videos every day, I'm not as happy and bubbly. Like, I'm not myself. It is something I'm passionate about and something that I will continue to do because I love my channel. I like talking, even people that I don't agree with, because sometimes you learn from people. Like, I had to really, because I could be a very reactive person, so I had to really like chill out and be like, okay, Angel, just, have the conversation instead of just immediately like going hard on somebody or snapping on them or whatever the case. So the one girl I was having a conversation with, it started out like she disagreed with me or whatever. It started out good though, but it got very conspiratorial. It got, oh well, I believe Iran. How you know? Like, I like to deal in facts. Don't come talking to me talking about what you believe. Like, you're saying, and people will push that, and misinformation and disinformation is so rampant where people will just say shit and run with it. So you saying that you believe that Iran did that to their own school, and you don't have any facts because an investigation didn't even happen. Like, the fact that people like, and the reason why I always say I vote on the left, but I don't claim Democrat real hard because they be pissing me off. I'm only beholden to my family. I'm beholden to my mother, my brother, my dog. Like, I'm beholden to my family. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about Democrats just like I don't care about Republicans. I lean to the left because of the platform, because of what they're supposed to do, provide for and take care of the poor and disenfranchised. Like, those are the things that I value. I value humanitarian, treating people well. So that's the reason why I kind of vote on the left, but it's not because I'm caping for any politician. I don't know them people. I don't give a fuck about them people. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. They both suck, to be extremely honest. It gets to the point where it's like the lesser of the two evils. And I believe in the Democratic platform to take care of the poor, to help the sickly, to have humanity. Like, those are the things that I believe in and I value. That's why I vote on the left. But I'm not beholden. I'm not in a camp for nobody. Because to be honest, none of them serve black people. Neither party serve black people. And that's what I care about. Who serves black people? So I'm not beholden to Democrats. When they do something wrong, I'm going to call them out on it. When the Republicans do something right, I can give them their credit. Just like with Margie Taylor Greene. But 90% of her is fucking crazy and she's done some really asinine, horrible things. But, and for whatever reason she's doing it, the last like couple of months, she act like she's seen the light. Now, is it because Trump don't want to be a friend no more? What, I don't know why she's doing it, but I know she's saying things that are more logical than the things that she was saying previously. I can give her credit for that. Candace Owens, baby, I don't see it for her at all. I don't play with her, deal with her, I don't watch her, I don't nothing. But the fact that she said what she had to say regarding Iran, and I agree with it, I can give her credit for that. I'm not a cultist. I'm not gonna always say what either side want me to say. And that's the reason why I said with me doing doing politics on YouTube, nobody's going to ever always agree with me because it depends on the situation how I feel. I'm just not going to automatically side with the Democrats because I vote on the left. So there's going to be people who some videos they may agree with me, some videos they may not. That's fine. And that's what I was trying to get the girl to understand. It's like, I'm not going to steady go back and forth with you. I do not agree with you. You are entitled to your opinions, your ideologies, the way you think, whatever. And I am entitled to the way I feel. And we ain't even got to keep going back and forth because I said what I said and it ain't changing. And yours ain't got to change either. And she was like, well, that's the type of thing Iran do. Girl, how you know? You was over there. You talked to them. You was running their military. Like, people just say things and run with them. And then I started to see that a lot because what Tabitha Speaks Politics, what she basically said, she did a video on this, I think like a month or so ago. And she was like, they're fine and they're like, we know that there's a lot of bots and stuff. But we're finding that there's bots, and they'll have bots, and they'll put it'll have like a black person profile. So say for instance, if you do a video and you see like a black man, black woman, or whatever, of course you're going to automatically think that's a black man or a black woman. But what people are doing is, in other countries or whatever, they are running their social media as a black person. So if they're like, black people, and but this is the reason that it's so dangerous. People are followers. So sometimes if you put that out there, if you misinforming somebody, there are some people that's gonna jump on a bandwagon and be like, oh yeah, I agree. They're agreeing with a person that's not even real. And that's intentionally misleading them. But like I said, people can be followers. So it permeates and it kind of like takes off. So then you start seeing the same thing over and over, because that whole myth that Iran is the one that did that to that school, I started seeing that in other comment sections on TikTok and Instagram. I first seen it here on YouTube. And that's because social media is so powerful, and it spreads and it kind of connects and touch everybody. So now we got a mass group of people literally being misinformed and misguided, saying something that's not even fucking true. Now the report comes out, and the US literally says, yes, it was us. But you got all of these, I can't even, girl, you got all of these people on social media saying something completely different. And it's like, I don't know. But shit, you can't really trust, you can't. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's frustrating. From India, Trump needs some. Yeah, I don't know what he needs. I just know, I just, man, sometimes I'll watch the news all day, and then I will literally, because I like watching pranks on YouTube. It's kind of like the thing that I watch to kind of like, make me laugh, and just something really lighthearted. And I'll watch something really heavy, and I'm like, I need to watch a prank. I need to watch like a dance video, just something else. I need to go on TikTok, because TikTok is always gonna make you laugh. Like TikTok is starting to have like sad stuff, but most of the stuff that I see is like upbeat and people doing dances or people like whatever. And I'm like, it's heavy. Like the stuff that's going on in this country is very heavy. But I took me a break after the James Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett, because that pissed me off bad. I was just like, you just see how people work together to collude and like bring down or antagonize black people. It's so very disturbing. And for it to come from people that you watch, like Pondering Politics, I watched him today. I ain't gonna hold you, because I like his content. But it's like, it's so disappointing that those people literally colluded, in my opinion, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. But it was too many people. It was like the rhetoric around Jasmine Crockett changed so fast. It went from, oh, she's so accomplished, she's so smart. And then before that, let's talk about when they were trying to, because the Republicans have been working overtime diligently to get people to think differently about Jasmine Crockett. So first they said she's ghetto, because that's what they like to do. They automatically like to kind of stamp black women with this whole ghetto thing. Now, the most idiotic thing about that is, first of all, ghetto is a state of mind, it's not a place. That's the first thing. Secondly, let's think about Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Barack Obama got one baby mama, and she's his wife. They're both highly, highly, highly educated, very accomplished, very successful, very intelligent people. Now let's talk about Donald Trump. Let's talk about how many baby mamas he got. So these very stereotypic things that you think of when you think ghetto, in that situation with Obama and Trump, if you think about what people call ghetto. People call people ghetto who got like a lot of kids. People call people ghetto who speaks poorly. People call people ghetto who is not as educated. So think about all of those things you think about when you think about ghetto. Somebody who, like I said, uneducated, loud, ignorant, um, got several baby mothers or baby fathers. Obama is none of those things, but the other guy is. So when they say ghetto, they don't mean ignorant, unintelligent. They mean black. So first, that's what they did. They first wanted to say Jasmine Crockett was ghetto. Then they start digging into her resume. And when I tell you her resume, she's that girl. Highly intelligent, went to all these private schools and like have several degrees and that, so they had to abandon that. They didn't abandon it altogether, but they had to sort of abandon it because if you look at her resume, she's that girl. All like I said, private schools, lawyer, da 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 da, like great resume, very accomplished, very successful, very smart, all of the things. So then they start saying, "Oh, the ghetto image is fake. She's faking it. She's like cosplaying or whatever that, you know." And so Jasmine was able to dispel that and say, just because I'm intelligent, just because I'm educated, does not mean I'm not in tune. She was an attorney, like a defense attorney. So she dealt with people who've done some bad things. So she was around people she was fighting for, and she was advocating for people who may have come from quote unquote the ghetto or whatever you want to call it. And so they couldn't get her with that. So then they started, and I believe, me personally believe that they used a lot of left leaning podcasters and content creators because you hear people like Pondering Politics and Keith Edwards and those kind of people who are people on the left saying, well, Jasmine is being confrontational to James. She's being antagonistic to James. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, like I said, they love when a black woman is their foot soldier. When Jasmine Crockett go against Trump and she talk unapologetically and she say whatever it is she got to say or whatever, they love that. But once they decided that James Tallarico was their candidate and that is the person they wanted to win, they had to make Jasmine Crockett the villain. And that is very, very frustrating because, like I said, it gives this idea and this message that it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, it doesn't matter how accomplished you are, none of those things matter. All we see is a black woman. And for whatever reason, we hate that. Very frustrating. Someone said hello from someone who has fled Iran. Okay, so what do you feel about everything that's going on? Educate us because, we're here, so we don't know everything. So educate us on how you feel about what's going on. Why did you leave? All of the things. I can't believe I've been on here for 67 minutes. I said, and I promise when I first started this live, I'm like, I'm not going to be on here long. So yeah, yeah. I just went off on it, but I'm gonna get back to it. And I'm going to maybe I'll make a video in the morning. I know I'm not gonna make a video tonight. I'm actually gonna start Power Over, Power season 2. I'm not gonna start season 1. I wanted to take like a really good show that I used to love and then start back watching it. Start it over. So I'm gonna start Power season 2 tonight. I think it's actually horrifying on what's actually happened in my country. I fled due to the war. Let me see. I think it's actually horrifying what's going on. Yeah, I feel like it's horrifying as well. Do you, as a person who fled, do you agree with the U.S. going in, or do you think that's a problem? And the school was literally burnt, which is unacceptable. Yeah, it's very heartbreaking. Very, very, very heartbreaking. And it is I wish I could just talk to you guys candidly, but I know on YouTube it's like certain words you can't say and stuff like that. But it is a crime what happened to that school. And if you have a heart, if you are a decent human, it should it should bother you immensely. It should break your heart. It should absolutely break your heart because civilians are off limits, especially kids. Like even growing and this is the thing with decency doesn't decency transcends, right? It doesn't matter where you grew up or whatever. If you come from a decent family, if you come from just decent people, certain things you just don't do. Even growing up in Cabrini, even growing up in the hood,
Men that were not, maybe not the best people, they will always say, you never harm children, you never harm the elderly. That was always the rule. And I'm talking about, these are like street guys that do things they ain't got no business doing. But the rule always, we don't harm children, we don't harm the elderly. So think about that on a higher level in regards to this conflict. The fact that that happened to that school with those kids, that is, oh, mm-mm. A lot of students died in the school. Yeah. Oh, I can't say it. See, I can't even say that. And I actually do not agree with the doing something. Yeah, I feel like things are getting way out of control. When you're talking about children being harmed, kids, that shit should turn your stomach. Because if you have like a heart, if you really are a person, like, really actually have a heart, anything happening to anybody child, it don't have to be your child. That's the thing about people who lack compassion. It's almost like stuff got to happen to them for them to understand. And I don't consider myself, what is it called, like an empath or whatever. I don't consider myself one of those. But with certain things, when you're talking about kids, when I hear stuff like that, I think about the kids in my family. I don't have any kids, so I think about the kids in my family. Like, a lot of people don't think like that. They only think about themselves, and they only things only really hit them if it happens personally to them. And I feel like a lot of people who are in favor of this war lacks a lot of empathy and compassion, because what happened over there regarding that school should break your heart. It should absolutely disgust you. And for people to act like, oh, it's just what happens, is sick. So, yeah, it's like, Lola, I'm sorry, y'all, messing with my dog. But yeah, I don't, it's why I took my little break, because I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, this shit is just, this is, this is overwhelming. It's a lot. It's heartbreaking. So, here you guys, hold on. Hold on, why are you scratching your ear? Wait, y'all, I'm trying to make sure my dog is okay. I don't know why she's scratching her ear. Come on, mama. Come on, get up. Come on. You gotta bribe her. If I want her to do something, I literally gotta be like, you want a snack? You want a treat? You want a treat? Look at that. Freeloader. I'm raising two little freeloaders. But yeah, you guys, I don't know. That was my little tangent for today. Um, because I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I feel like we here in the United States, there's so much more stuff that needs to be taken care of. And the amount of money that we're spending to do this is astronomical. It's like, this is not little money. This is a lot of money, and that money can be used for America. That's another thing too. And this is the reason why I unapologetically call MAGA a cult, because a lot of MAGA was America first, which means we don't want forever wars. We don't want you going into other countries or whatever, because it's so super expensive. Okay, they say they're America first, and they want to only take care of America and focus on America. Now that he decided to engage in this conflict, it's like they're changing their mind. It's like, how can you so easily change your ideologies and easily change your stance on things? How is that possible? Like, how can you one day say, oh, I'm against this, or I'm not in favor of that, or whatever, whatever, and then the minute your dear leader do it, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's like, do you not have any decency, any, I, I don't, child, I don't know. Oh, see, I can't say that. I'm reading what you said, what you're saying. The U.S. and Israel need to leave us alone. Israel blanked Iran's airports. Trump should actually focus on fixing problems on his own country. Exactly. Clock that T. Yes. Dean Dash. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but yes, I said that. We have so many things that needs to be taken care of in this country, and he promised his people he was America first. Now I don't know how he think what he's doing now is America first, but it's literally not. It's literally not America first. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it because I couldn't even believe it when I heard it. $1 billion to fight a day to fight. You know what? This country, man. There's so many things that we can be doing with that money. And all of this for what exactly? And I want to tell y'all again because, like I said, of course, I'm always going to do politics. I'm always going to talk about politics. But another person that does a great breakdown, and she's fairly new, but she's doing really well. Her channel, I think she probably had like 20,000 subscribers, so she's doing well. But you guys check out her name is J.S. Candid. She's a black girl. She talks about politics. She's really smart. She's very thorough. She's doing a great job. So you guys tune in with her because she give like me being a person who do commentary on politics. I even watch her. Like I watch her because it's like she does a great job. Yeah, I feel bad for us, child. I feel bad. I feel bad for us. I want you to feel. I want everybody to. Cause a lot of like, and TikTok kind of got a trend going where it's like people are basically saying, "I don't got nothing to do with this. Could y'all please leave us?" That's how I feel. I did not. I don't agree with this. So that is exactly how like people are feeling. Like a lot of Americans is like, we didn't ask for this. We said lower egg prices, like lower gas prices, like, and I mean, of course, I didn't vote for him, but even the people. Well, now we know why some people voted for him. We absolutely know that, but other people was like, oh, we voted for him because of the economy. Oh, okay. Well, now how do you feel about the economy? Shit. Everything is super expensive. Um, gas, man, it's a whole lot of y'all. Then Dash, I don't blame the American people. I just the government and president. Yeah, don't blame us because I'm telling you, we just wanted lower food prices. We wanted inflation to go down. We wanted gas to go down. I don't know what's going on. Like, and then TikTok's so funny too because I seen the video where, like I said, okay. So tell me, is for you guys as president for Iran, is it prime minister or what? What exactly is his title? What is he called? Because I know sometimes it's different than president. But that video where that man said, he said somebody, it was a reporter or someone asking him, like, "Oh, are you worried about America coming into your country or something?" He was like, "No, we're waiting for them." I said, "What the fuck?" Like, what? Hell no! Like a person, like, have you ever been? You see one loudmouth person and they yelling and kicking and screaming and they loud, and then the other person that they're being combative to is quiet. Please know that the quiet person is about to put in some work. Cause it's like, oh, I'm not exerting any of my energy to argue with you. Just once you're ready, bring it. And when I seen that video, I said, you know what? That man said, no, we're waiting for the wait. What you what? Mm-mm. You leave people like that alone. That's all. Just leave them alone. But you know, my dinner is ready. and I think I'm about to get off. I cannot believe I've been on live goes so fast. I've been on live. I've been running my mouth for 80 minutes. That's crazy. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to get off because my dinner is ready and I'm greedy, so I want to eat. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my channel. I will be doing a video tomorrow. I know I'm not going to get to a video tonight, but I will be doing a video tomorrow. I kind of want to do a video on the Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico, basically just to kind of like sum that up. I know that it's over. I know that James is going to go to the general. The Republicans are having a runoff, so we don't know who their candidate is going to be just yet. But James will campaign and he will run in the election in November, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that James Tellerico, Jasmine Crockett, that it pissed me off tremendously. So I don't know if I want to do a video to kind of sum that up. I have several videos in my phone that I was like, referencing and kind of like taking notes from, so I could pick from one of those. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I know I am gonna do a video in the morning. But if you guys are new here, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my, my content. And I always say this, we're not going to agree on everything. That will be kind of weird, like, because, you shouldn't agree with anybody on everything. Um, but we're not going to agree on everything. But I believe that as long as people are respectful, open minded, like to have a conversation without being combative, then we'll be cool. So yeah, you guys have a phenomenal day. I'm finna stuff my face and then watch TV and have a good night. And y'all do the same. Bye, y'all.